All right, so in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about the 4 questions that I wrote down and I asked myself to really give me more of a sense of purpose, to really give me more of a sense of direction. Because honestly, if you would have asked me anywhere from 3 to 4 months ago what my purpose was, I wouldn't really have had a good response to it. And starting off with number one, what does a week in my dream life look like? What am I doing? And to me, it's Monday through Friday. I would want to work anywhere from 4 to 6 hours a day. Either two to three times a week, I would want to take my kids to some type of like sporting event. Like that could be MMA, kickboxing, it could be track, it could be whatever it is that they want to play. I would want to be a very family orientated person. And that to me was a very good question to ask myself because I need to set myself up to have that. You know, I want to have anywhere from 4 to 6 kids. So I have to find somebody that wants to give me 4 to 6 kids. And if I want to have cookouts on the weekends, I have to find friends and I have to be in a location where it's possible. It gives you more of a sense of direction, a sense of like, yeah, these are my values, this is what I want. And the next 3 questions are just as important. But before that, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of insight on why I built this system. And for me, it was really, since I'm about to get out the Marine Corps, the main thing that people ask me is, what do you plan on doing? Usually they ask that just to kind of shit on my plan and be like, yeah, your fucking plan is stupid. The main thing I really look at is like other people getting out. They all get asked the same thing, but I also mainly look at the people that are retiring, the people that stayed in for the 20 years. Yeah, they did their years honorably, but majority of them still don't know what the fuck they're gonna do next. So for me, it's like, why would I follow the footsteps of somebody that doesn't have a fucking plan when they retire? That somebody is telling me to stay in and do the exact same thing that they're fucking doing, but the life that they live is not the life that I want to live. Why would I take advice from them? Not saying that their advice is bad, not saying that the military is bad, because if you're looking for stability, the military 100% has it. But I'd rather live my life on my edge. I'd rather do the things that everybody thinks is fucking crazy. Like, why the fuck would you leave a good paying job and fucking go risk it all? You know, because I don't want to live a fucking average life. I don't want to live the life everybody else is living. So for me, doing this has honestly helped me reassure my decision of getting out the military, reassure my decision of leaving stability so I can have a greater reward at the end. You know, without risk, there is no reward. If I'm not willing to risk it right now, then why the fuck would I be mad when my life turns out average, when I'm living just the same life everybody else is living? And I don't have anything exceptional. I don't have anything extraordinary because I decided to take the safe route. So this is why I built this system. And now let's move on to the second question that I asked myself. What do I want to own and have? Well, for me, it's I want to have a beautiful wife. I want to have anywhere from 4 to 6 kids. I want to have a super fast car, preferably a Lamborghini. And I want to have very good friends, friends that are also ambitious, and maybe some farm animals, a dog, a pretty big house, somewhere close to the coast. And this question was very important to me because it showed me the things that I wanted. So now the decisions that I make, if they're not gonna allow me to have what I want, then why the fuck would I do it? It's like the same analogy of staying in the Marine Corps. Why would I stay in the military for another 4 years if it's not gonna bring me closer to any of my goals? I'm not gonna get anything that I want while I'm in, so why would I put myself in that position? For security? Like, dude, I don't know about you, but I'd rather feel like I'm living my own life. I wouldn't want to live a fucking life that somebody else is telling me to fucking live because they think it's fucking safe or because they fucking did it. I'd rather live my life on my own fucking terms. And with this question, it also gives me the guidance of like, if I want to have a Lamborghini, what do I need to do to be able to afford that? If I want to have a beautiful wife, what do I have to do to attract that? If I want to have 4 to 6 kids, what do I have to do to be able to sustain having 4 to 6 kids? What do I have to do to sustain a house on the fucking coast? Like, all these things play a huge part into your everyday life. There's a very good quote by 50 Cent, and it's, things come to those who wait, but only things left by those who hustle. And that was a very crucial thing to me. It really changed my mindset because I know that if I'm not going after it, I'm not gonna fucking get it. I'm just gonna get the fucking leftovers by somebody else. And why the fuck would I want that? Why the fuck would you want that? Why would you be okay with the leftovers? Why would you be okay with the average life? I'd rather be the person attacking his goals. I'd rather be the person going out there, chasing the fucking bag, chasing my fucking goals, instead of just being like, yeah, you know what? Destiny's gonna happen. It's gonna come to me one day. And then I'm gonna be fucking miserable 10 years later. I'm gonna be like, Well, it hasn't fucking happened yet. I fucking wonder why. Because I wasn't doing shit about it for the past fucking 10 years. Because I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait for the fucking right time. I was gonna wait for the right weather. I was gonna wait for this, wait for that. None of it fucking matters if you're not doing shit about it. That's something that you need to get through your fucking head and understand. And that brings me to the third question that I asked myself is, what do I want my income to be? And I kind of hit on this a little bit earlier, but how do you sustain your dream life? Your dream life is this. How is this possible? What are you doing to sustain a Lamborghini? What are you doing to sustain a family of 7 or family of 8? How are you going to have farm animals? How are you going to have a dog? How are you going to drive a Lamborghini? How are you going to put gas in your car? This is a huge question because it determines on what you're doing right now. If the job that you're working right now can't sustain your dream life, then why the fuck are you there? It doesn't make sense because it's fucking sustainable, because it's fucking easy, because it's fucking safe. Dude, if you play it fucking safe, I'm telling you right now, you will never get what you fucking want. You're just gonna get what comes. And you're never gonna get what you want out of life if you're always fucking playing it safe. And for me, this question was very simple. I would want to have a construction company. I'd want to have passive income through rental properties or through brand deals or through anything that really comes my way. I've always looked for money one way or another. That's why I started cutting hair. That's why I started reselling shoes. That's why I started roofing. That's why I worked at a dealership for like 4 months. That's why I've always looked for any avenue that allowed me to make more money than I was currently making. So ask yourself, truly ask yourself, how do I enter a career field, or how do I do the things that I want to do to maximize my income? And the final thing that I've asked myself, and I think is the most important, is what do I want to be remembered as? What do I want my kids to look at and emulate and be like, that's my fucking dad? What do I want my wife to look at and be like, that's my husband? What do I want the world to look at me as? And for me, it was very simple. I kind of grew up in a very hectic household. My mom and dad were always fucking fighting. My mom would throw shit around, and my fucking dad would just fucking end up leaving. Majority of the time, he wasn't even in the country. And it was just very hectic. We were always fucking moving. So when I think about what do I want to be remembered as, I think about the relationship with my wife and I. I was never really taught how to love or what love really looked like in my household. So I would want my kids to be able to look at their mom and their dad and be like, damn, that's love. You know, damn, that's my mom, that's my dad, and be proud of it. And just kind of be a beacon of hope for them. I would want my kids to be able to look at their dad and be like, that's the man that I need to be, or that's the man that I need in my life. I would want my daughter to be able to pick out a man and be like, yeah, that dude's a fucking piece of shit because he's not like my dad. Yeah, this guy is fucking lazy and my dad wasn't fucking lazy, and that's why I can't be with somebody that's fucking lazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to program them to be like, I need to match what my parents are fucking doing and more. I don't want them to be like, yeah, my parents were fucking average, so it's okay if I'm fucking average. Nothing is ever gonna get handed to them by all means, but they need to understand that their fucking parents are exceptional, so it is their job to be fucking exceptional. I want to be a fucking leader. I want to be remembered as the friend that people could come to and talk to and had answers, that had the capacity to help them out, that had the capacity and the mental fortitude to endure pain and endure problems and be a problem solver. That's what I want to be remembered as. I want to be remembered as the head of the household and not just be like, yeah, I'm the head of the household and I'm a fucking man, I have a dick, and that's why I'm the head of the household. That's not really being the head of the household. Just because you have a dick doesn't mean you're the fucking man of the house. But I want to be the man of the house because of who I am. That's really what gives me motivation every day. Like, whenever I'm fucking laying on my bed and I feel fucking lazy, it's like, damn, dude, my fucking daughter's gonna look at me like, damn, my dad's fucking lazy. You know, how do I expect to attract a high quality fucking woman if I'm fucking lazy? If I'm not doing the fucking right things? You know, it's not gonna process through her mind. She'll just be like, well, this guy doesn't give a fuck about himself. He doesn't care about his fucking future, his legacy. He doesn't care about none of that. So why would I invest my time and my energy into him? And the final thing that really brings all of this together is, how am I gonna get there? I have all these fucking dreams, all these fucking ambitions. I want everything. But how is this possible? How do I get there? And it all starts on what you're doing today. If a person is in your life that you know isn't for you in the long run, remove them. If you're working a fucking job that you don't want to work and you know that this job isn't going to get you to your dream life, leave the fucking job. If you're doing anything that is not in the direction of your goals, stop fucking doing it. It's fucking simple. How I'm gonna get there is a huge motivation factor. You know, everything that you're doing today determines, is this a reality or is this just a fucking delusion? Think about it. To really think about it. And all of this combined, these 4 questions and how I'm gonna get there is your purpose. Your purpose can change. You know, your dream life can change. All of it can fucking change. But you have to realize I need a clear direction to where I'm going. If you want to keep fucking living an average life, if you want to keep being the same fucking person before you watch this fucking video, then don't do anything. Don't write any of these fucking questions down. Be a fucking loser, because that's what you're gonna be if you're not fucking doing anything about it. But if you want to change your life and you really want to change your internal mentality, you have to do something about it. Write these fucking 4 questions down. Truly ask yourself these fucking questions and then have an answer for them. And it's okay if they change over time, because that's bound to happen. Things change, your mentality changes, the things you want change, the life that you're living changes. It all changes as things come and go. And finally, understand that the change is internal before it's external. You have to change your mindset and everything that you think before anything physically changes, before your environment changes, before your life changes. Everything in the world is perception. Your reality is what you make it out to be. So dive into these questions and really think about it. It's okay to be delusional, because you have to be delusional in order for you to fucking even achieve anything. You know, there's a saying, it's like fucking shoot for the stars, aim for the moon, or some shit like that. So like, you have to have these fucking borderline insane goals. When someone tells you like, yeah, good luck with that, how is that gonna fucking happen? Let them fucking tell you that. Let them be fucking losers. Let them not believe in you. Let them fucking not know where the fuck they're going. You know, there's a famous saying, if you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. Somebody that has not achieved what you're set out to achieve or what you want to achieve is going to tell you that you're fucking delusional. But it's not really fucking delusion. It's your fucking goals. It's your fucking mindset. It is you betting on yourself. It is you having trust and faith that you have the capacity to achieve all these fucking goals. And you have the capacity to achieve your dream life. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.